me, a Supergirl is a woman who has passion.
Strong, independent girl that is just so happy and motivated on life.
Beautiful and awesome and
athletic, powerful, strong.
Whether it's skating, surfing, any type of sport.
she rips and she's awesome.
A Supergirl is just someone who's inspiring and someone that you can really look up to.
Like a heroine, pretty much.
I'm Coco.
I'm Manuel.
I'm Enever. I'm Carissa.
My name's Jane Coffey.
I'm Paige Hareb. I'm a professional surfer.
I'm a professional surfer.
I'm a professional surfer and a Supergirl.
Supergirl.
I'm a Supergirl.
And I'm a Supergirl.
And I'm a Supergirl.
Hi everyone, I'm Hosseini and welcome to the 2013 Ford Supergirl Pro presented by Paul Mitchell from Oceanside, California. Thousands of fans converged at the iconic Oceanside Pier for the largest all-women surf contest in the world. The Ford Supergirl Pro is the only 6-star ASP qualifying event in North America. The competitors will be battling it out for valuable ranking points towards qualification for next year's ASP World Championship Tour.
We're here in Oceanside for the Ford Supergirl Pro, a 6-star event for the ASP qualifying series.
This is a huge event for us. It's one of the last 3 events of the QS.
All the best girls from around the world are down here, and there's girls trying to qualify for the World Tour and girls trying to stay on the World Tour, and just a lot of girls just trying it out for the first time. The Supergirl Pro is a great event for the girls. It's a really important QS event. We don't have too many, so it's really essential for the girls who are trying to qualify for the tour, and it's great for the CT girls who need to re-qualify and just to get practice. For the girls who are qualifying and fighting for points and a position on the tour, they take the top 6 from the QS, and this is the biggest QS you can do. You need all these points.
This is going to be a huge turning point for, who's going to qualify and who's on the bubble and who's going to make the World Tour next year.
It's an awesome setup. There's a great turnout of fans and spectators on the beach this year. It's just so amazing to see so many fans and so many people down here just supporting women surfing.
It's profile building for all of the girls. Like when we come in, it's really exciting and fun to like sign autographs and whatnot. And if you win, you get to wear a cape, which is like the ultimate thing.
This one-of-a-kind event prides itself on showcasing all of what women's surfing and surf culture has to offer.
The Supergirl event is by far the best event for us females throughout the whole year.
Every year there's more and more people coming to this event, so it's growing and it's really good to watch, and the waves are fun too, so it's perfect.
It's so packed as well. There's so many people on the beach. It's so amazing to see. It's so fun just because it is all girls and we get to be really girly, and there's hair product in the locker room.
Because we don't have to be like the boys. We don't have to have white surfboards and black wetsuits and walk like boys and talk like boys. We can be girls and we can still surf at the same time.
Supergirl just makes it a really cool vibe. It's almost like a festival atmosphere with all the girls hanging out.
And it's really empowering, I think, being a woman and seeing, little girls just so stoked to be at the beach and about surfing, and it's just awesome to be a part of like a movement. There's lots of things to do. I was looking at the spray-on tattoos. I might go get one later, just for the fun of it.
It's just awesome to see all the little kids coming up to you and wanting to get your autograph. Like, you feel like a big role model.
The girls are beautiful, but also just incredible on waves, and it's like we're just different from the men's, and it's really exciting to watch and cool to just be role models for young girls that want to excel in whatever sport they enjoy.
The Ford Supergirl Pro not only attracts the top echelon of women surfers in the world, but the finest talent of the next generation. The field is stacked with everyone from the top WCT riders to young and upcoming juniors, pushing the progression of women's surfing and hoping to get a spot on next year's World Tour.
The Supergirl this year is over 100 girls competing, and you know the level of women's surfing right now is just astronomical. I was watching some of the heats yesterday, and you know you've got everyone, all the juniors coming through, as well as some of the world's top surfers in the event.
It's open to a lot of girls, so young girls are coming through and eliminating a few of the older guns, and that's always exciting.
Got to watch out for them little whippersnappers.
It's exciting to be involved and for me to look up to the older girls and the girls in the CT. It keeps me kind of motivated and excited.
The competition is at its highest point it's ever been, I believe, and I think it's really cool to see everybody surfing and all the CT girls here surfing with us girls that are trying to qualify, because it just inspires us in a way. And
to see how women's surfing is progressing over the years, and especially being a part of it right now, it's so exciting and incredible to watch.
A lot of the top girls are competing in this event. I actually looked at the draw and I thought, wow, there's some really hard hits in the first round.
Every heat this year has been a really head turner. And I really love watching Carissa, of course, being from Hawaii. I always cheer for the Hawaii girls, and Coco, she's very smooth, and that's pretty much, every heat.
And then, of course, I like to root for the Aussies, sort of. Don't tell anyone that.
Girls like Carissa, or even Malia, they always do really good, almost in every heat, and they surf really good. They pick the right waves.
Definitely the 2011 World Champ Carissa, she's definitely one of the girls that I really look up to. She's younger than me, but I really respect her surfing.
The level of girls surfing now is the best it's ever been, and every year gets better, and everyone's so progressive this year, and it'll be a fun show this weekend.
Well, the girls are warming up and getting ready to put on a killer show for all the fans here in Oceanside. So don't go anywhere. The Ford Supergirl Pro, presented by Paul Mitchell, is being brought to you by the 2014 Ford Fiesta. Follow the Fiesta movement and join our agents by going to fiestamovement.com. And by Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products. Paul Mitchell, what's your style? And by GoBank, the award-winning new mobile bank account designed to be used on your mobile phone.
The Supergirl Pro this year is at Oceanside Pier, and it's a typical beach break. You know, there's lots of peaks on the beach. It's always changing with the tide.
It's way different at all different times of the day, so you really just have to watch it all day and be prepared for it to change.
There's a bit of different movement off the pier, which creates nice little bowl sections. There's open faces, and I actually prefer it to Huntington, to be honest.
Oceanside is really consistent, and it's strong, it has punch, and it definitely can display your surfing.
Yes, the conditions are super nice today. It's a sunny day, there's a lot of waves, and it's epic, really.
Oceanside has the best of what Southern California has to offer, with great waves and sunshine. As the girls prepare for the first heat of the day, they give us some insight on how the waves are shaping up.
It's actually pretty fun this morning. The waves picked up and it's really clean, but there's a couple of minutes with waves and then it's flat for a few minutes, so you have to be really good with your wave selection.
So it's been nice to have good surf this competition, and today it came down here and it's absolutely beautiful, and the waves are actually pretty good, so can't complain.
Well, we're starting off the morning with the first heat, and it consists of Manuel, Paulina Doe, and Rebecca Woods. But it was Paulina Doe who was in great form and great style, opening up with a 7.83.
I think we all wanted to, start strong and quick, and it's always good to be on your feet in the first few minutes. It keeps you warm and active, so it's good.
Yeah, the round of 12 this morning, I had Pauline and Rebecca, and it was kind of like a CT heat. We're all on the World Tour, and then, I kind of had that playing in my mind, wow, this is, really great practice. And the waves were a little slow this morning, and it kind of had some high tide to it, and eventually the tide started going down, and we got some consistent waves, but it was nice to have three girls. The lineup was really spread out, and we were all kind of just worrying about each other and surfing against ourselves.
Malia is such a good surfer. She always gets the best scores, and I think she got a 15 points something total in that heat, so she's really a tough competitor. And if you wanna beat her, you have to be on top of your game.
And it was Malia, Manuel, and Paulina Doe who advanced into the quarters.
Yeah, this morning the tide kind of peaked and it's starting to rush out again, and I had so much fun. We're only 3 girls out, and so the lineup was kind of spread out, and we all kind of had our own little peak, and it was great because there's tons of waves and no one was really worried about each other.
Up next, we got a total international affair with Justine Dupont, Annalie Gomez, and Silvana Lima. Up first is Annalie Gomez heading into the pier with a couple turns on her forehand. Followed by Silvana Lima groveling all the way to the inside and looking sharp, while Justine Dupont catches one on the outside with a huge forehand slash.
This morning I was excited about the wave because I thought it was the best day of the contest, and the final day is just perfect. So.
Justine and Silvana advance to the quarterfinals. All of the fans are out in anticipation to watch the soul surfer Bethany Hamilton hit the waves for the next heat. But it's not just the fans that are inspired by Bethany.
She's just an inspiration and an amazing role model, and I'm lucky enough to call her one of my really good friends, and everyone's really excited. I keep hearing the beach erupting, and no, I think it's great for her to show up to events and bring people down. She's probably the most popular surfer in the world with, you know, all the movies she's done and all the people she's touched, so it's really cool.
And like, I've totally forgot what it was like to compete with her because it's been a couple years, and watching the beach, there was not one person sitting down. It was like standing ovation the whole 25 minutes, which was awesome to see. And then every wave from first turn to last like was screaming and hooting, and yeah, it's amazing.
I think it's really cool that Bethany's here because she doesn't do a lot of contests, and I think that she's doing so many different cool things like speaking and all this stuff, and for her to come to this contest is really big deal for all of us.
Let's go behind the scenes to meet Go Bank rider Bethany Hamilton in this week's Go Bank Profile.
So before I lost my arm, I had been doing really well in competition, like came second in the NSSA championships and the 18 and under, and I was like 13, so I was like really doing well. But at the same time, like, I have passion for God and I wanted to honor Him with my life. And so I'd been praying and like just asking God to use me and do something awesome with my life. And then 2 weeks later, I lose my arm. And I was like, okay, God, what are you up to? Like, trying to take surfing away from me or what? And I remember that I was in the hospital about 6 days. And I got to talk to this guy who had lost his leg to a shark like a few years before myself, and he actually learned how to surf with one leg. And so that was like within 5 days, I like had the idea, okay, maybe I can surf with one arm. And so like less than a month later, I was back on a surfboard in the ocean doing my thing and getting right back into my determined self. Yeah, making Soul Surfer was amazing. My family and I were very involved, like every step of the way, from like writing the script, casting actors and actresses, and I got to do a lot of my own stunt surfing, even go into the editing room and just kind of make it my own, which it is my own. So I wanted it to be truthful and like portray surfing and my faith accurately. Today at the Ford Supergirl Pro, there's like thousands of people on the beach, and I definitely felt a strong energy of people cheering me on, and it felt really good. And you know, after having Soul Surfer come out and my book, and just really investing in sharing my life with other people, it's cool to have them come down and actually see me surf in person and watch me compete, and it's nice that I did well. So I keep going and give them the opportunity to keep cheering me on, and I'm just having fun with it.
For more footage on a perfect day for Bethany, visit youtube.com/GoBankOfficial. When we return, we get to see Bethany in action for Heat 3, so don't go anywhere. Oceanside has a long history with surfing, and what better way to relive that history than to visit the California Surf Museum? The girls had a chance to catch up and enjoy dinner, photos, and even indulge in the candy bar. With thousands of people lined up, it's standing room only in Oceanside to watch Bethany Hamilton compete.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like every time I've entered the water, I have like a tunnel of people to walk through. And it just feels really good because I try to live my life in a way that's an example for young girls. So to see them really stoked is pretty exciting. I had Paige, Hareb, and Alyssa Kuzan, both who I respect their surfing. And we're all goofy foot, so it's kind of fun to have a heat with all goofy foot girls.
Next heat up, we've got Bethany Hamilton live in action with Paige, Hareb, and Alyssa Kuzan. Right off the bat, we have Bethany with a huge forehand Rio and trying to stick it and ride it all the way into the inside and finish off with a couple more maneuvers for that huge score she'll be looking to open up the heat with.
I started off with a quick start, got a 5, and then I just couldn't get a rhythm going and I couldn't really find a wave, and I was trying to separate from the pack because I don't like paddle battling.
Paige Hareb races down the line and gets a couple slashes in, while she'll also try to be connecting the wave into the inside and finish off a great score.
If I don't get my waves quick, they can always sit on me and use tactics, so I was just trying to get a good start.
Alyssa Kuzan on the outside doing a huge maneuver on a set wave.
For my first heat, I was just super excited that I caught solid waves. I could do turns because the day before I was the last heat of the day and I absolutely caught pretty much nothing. I made the heat with a 2 and a 4.
Paige Hareb finding another fantastic left into the pier and getting 2 huge forehand slashes. She's gonna try and continue into the inside, getting caught on maybe a little bit of a Oceanside wobble, but she makes the connection and will finish off strong for another keeper score. While Alyssa Kuzan makes the connection look so easy and finishes off so strong with one last hit, and she sticks it.
It's great that they have a 6-star here in Oceanside, and I can't believe the crowd this year. I've never ever seen the crowd like this.
And Bethany Hamilton trying to find one of those lefts Paige Hareb got for one last effort, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. So there you have it. It is Paige and Alyssa advancing into the quarterfinals, and Bethany will have to sit and watch the rest of the contest from the beach.
Yeah, I just couldn't really find the right wave, and Alyssa and Paige just got a couple of really good ones and ripped it.
Yeah, I remember being out there and looking around and just seeing a whole bunch of people on the beach and like, whoa, they're here for us girls. So yeah, that was awesome to see, and they stuck around all day and all 3 days, so that was cool.
Well, right now, I really would want to qualify, but I don't want to psych myself out too much, but I'm just really happy that I made it to quarters. Like, I have a bunch of quarter results, and I'm just happy that I'm like securing my spot because I really want to be on the tour. So for today, I'm just taking it heat by heat. Hopefully I make finals. I'm just, I'm glad whatever happens.
And up next, we have 2 Aussies versus a Hawaiian, Nikki Van Dyke, Philippa Anderson, and 2-time winner, Supergirl Pro Coco paddling out.
Coming down this morning, it was definitely different. We had a little bit later start, and I might have taken it a little lighter than I wish I did. The waves were really good, though, and I was stoked.
Coco getting 2 backhand slashes in.
The conditions kind of deteriorated a little bit, but there's definitely waves out there, and it's definitely contestable, and the girls are putting on a show.
Nikki Van Dyke up and riding with a huge forehand floater, a little speed wobble whitewash turn, but makes the connection to the inside and completes it with one last turn for a great score.
The girls are surfing really amazing right now. Every heat is really hard.
Philippa Anderson getting a couple turns in on the inside and showing some fins.
I was in second, I think, a lot of the heat, and then I just picked off one at the end and just kind of did a few good turns and went into first, and it kind of gave me that confidence for the next round.
So it's Nikki Van Dyke and Coco filling out our quarterfinals. And before they prep for their heats, they'll be on the beach signing autographs for their fans. Well, it's been a very impressive round of 12, and when we come back, we'll see what the quarterfinals have to offer here in Oceanside.
It's really awesome being in Oceanside. It's really that California vibe, and you have all the piers and the people, you know, the bike path, people running around.
It's cute. It's a cool town. It has obviously really good right off the pier. The town is really nice. There's a bunch of cute restaurants.
It's really cool being at Oceanside. I love this wave.
Compared to, let's say, Hawaii is a lot different. We have a lot of reef breaks in Hawaii, a lot of mixed reef and sand breaks, and here's all sand, and it can be really shifty at times, and it really depends on the tide and the wind and the swell direction.
The surf's hard. You've got to accommodate like your equipment to the waves.
The crowd is really supportive. They love surfing. They love the surfers.
Amazing crowd on the beach. I mean, every time I've come to this beach, it's been packed. Don't spend a lot of time here, but when I do, it's really fun.
The pier is packed with a full crowd ready to watch the girls compete. And we're in quarterfinal heat 1 with Malia Manuel and Silvana Lima battling out to try to get to the semifinals. First up, we have Malia Manuel taking first bids on a nice left-hander, finishes one slash and is looking to complete that second maneuver and make it all the way to the inside, connecting the turns, linking it up with beautiful style and flow, and making every turn count for a great score. Little paddle battle, but Silvana has priority and she'll race it down the line and get one huge off the top. Hits a little foam climb trying to connect it to the inside. She loses her balance but regains it and recovers and gets the score.
Unfortunately, the waves were a little bit slow. The tide was dropping out and some funky things happened in the heat, but it was kind of a low-scoring heat compared to previous heats, and I was just lucky to get a couple open-face turns.
Malia Manuel advances to the semifinals and is one step closer to getting that pink cape.
It's kind of a mind game when you have priority and you don't have priority and there's no waves, and you just got to stay focused and hope for the best, and I'm moving on, so that's good for me.
She signed some autographs for some future Supergirls. And up next, we have the French girls, Paulina Doe and Justine Dupont, but it's Paulina Doe who's going to draw first blood with a great wraparound cutty.
Hopefully I can have like some good waves in the quarters and make the semis, and I don't want to think too far ahead, but I'll try to focus on my quarter and do good. Get the good waves and surf at my best. In my quarter, I was against my good friend Justine Dupont. We are actually staying together, so it's pretty tough to surf against a friend. I don't know, it's always weird because we're staying together, training together, and at some point, like we all want to win, you know.
So it's just perfect. We travel together and we like each other, so it's really good. It's a good point to do a contest.
Here's Pauline adding to her score, while Justine is trying for one last dying effort on her backhand, going into the pier, getting some slashes underway to get that final score and making the connection, leading onto her forehand. Will it be enough? And she does not get it. Pauline knocks out her friend Justine and advances to the semifinals.
I was pretty nervous yesterday because there's so many good girls surfing in this event, but yeah, stoked to be at least in the last four and hopefully better.
Over at the Ford booth, the fans got a chance to get autographs from two of the best female surfers in the world, Coco and Sage Erickson. We were lucky enough to spend a day with them and cruise around in the 2014 Ford Fiesta.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm the defending champ, Sage Erickson.
And I'm Coco. We're here in Oceanside for the Ford Supergirl Pro.
Today we're heading down to San Diego for a little adventure, and then we're going to head back up here to Oceanside to practice for the event.
Come ride along with us in our 2014 Ford Fiesta. Navigation, destination, street address.
Setting destination.
What better way to spend a weekend at the beach than watching the largest female surf event in the world?
It is the largest women's surf event in the world. There's over 100 girls competing.
Oceanside is amazing, so I'm stoked it's there and I'm excited. Looking forward to this weekend.
Like, how fun was the green screen? The reason it is sunny right now is because during the weather and the green screen, you kissed Oceanside. No, it was your smile that just lit up this town. I'm hungry. Sage really wants Wiener Schnitzel.
Wow, you can completely reverse just by
that video.
voila! Hill Street Cafe.
You want to share that and a fish taco?
Yeah. What's really handy about this car is the review mirror or this mirror here, but it has the little one, so if someone's in your blind spot, you see it as well. That's like really smart.
Yeah, there's a few ways. We'll go get some practice in. Sounds good.
Thanks for hanging out with us today and riding around in the Ford Fiesta.
And coming for a surf with us at the Ford Supergirl Pro. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Welcome back to the Ford Supergirl Pro presented by Paul Mitchell. This event wouldn't be the same without our friends at Paul Mitchell styling up the place. Let's hear from the ladies as they tell us about their own unique styles.
If I was to describe myself, I'd like to think that I'm really fluid.
I feel like I sort of am a powerful surfer as well, but yeah, I don't know, I've been practicing in these ways for the last 2 weeks, so hopefully I'll be all right.
I'm more of a smooth and powerful style.
Probably say smooth. I like to draw lines in the waves and keep it flowing.
Where I live in Queensland, we have a lot of long right-hand point breaks, so yeah, just try and make it smooth and good style.
I know, I'm not very like flowy. I'm more of like the one like power turn and then grind and then another turn.
Well, I like to wear my wetsuit all the time, even when I'm not supposed to be, so you'll just see me cruising in the streets in my wetsuit. Try and have fun, so just whatever that looks like.
I think my style is a little too mellow sometimes, but I like to make it girly and not so aggressive.
I grew up with a brother, so I try and base my style or approach to waves a lot like him. Pretty feisty. Sassy.
Probably the most frustrating person to ever watch surfing. I think you'll just never know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, so you'll never know what I'm gonna do. Spontaneous.
I try and be stylish when I surf, in the sense that I want to be something that I would enjoy watching or that would be pleasing to the eye.
As you can see, everyone has their own style, and Paul Mitchell can help you define yours. Up next in quarterfinal number 3, we have the Hawaiians, Alyssa Quizon versus Coco Ho.
Alessa's young, but she's been in the scene for a while. I've been competing against her in juniors and NSSA since I was young, and she's always been a threat. She's that younger girl that always could knock you out, so it's just like, I definitely was on my toes.
With me and Coco during that heat, that's when things started to change. Like I realized I couldn't get as much as open waves before, and there wasn't much of a hassle between me and her in the water. Like we kind of stuck to our own. She needed a score, and I just didn't pay attention too much. I tried to focus more on myself, but like, you know, being on the CT, like I guess like you want to like do good, and like that's for everyone. So yeah.
Alessa's a really energetic surfer, so I know like for a fact she won't stop. Like she's gonna make the connection, she's gonna hop and do everything she can, and I think it did favor her today because I'm definitely more relaxed and just wait for a section. So our styles are really different, but yeah, I knew what she was gonna offer, and I could have changed my game plan as well, and I didn't, so that's my fault.
Alyssa on left, getting a little slash in, almost losing her balance, but continuing on with a huge forehand slash and making it all the way into the semifinals and knocking out Coco along the way.
I'm so stoked Alyssa had it of any girl, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how she goes in the rest of the event and possibly on tour next year.
I'm just really happy. This is the first time I made semis in a QS event, and I'm just, happy that I'm getting points, and I'm just taking it heat by heat, and I really hope I make it to the final, so I'm just really happy right now.
And there's a prime example of how the next wave of surfers are a force to be reckoned with. Up next, we have Paige Hareb from New Zealand versus Nikki Van Dyke from Australia in quarterfinal number 4.
Paige was, she sat a little further down, so we weren't really on the same bank, and she must have just picked off like this grinding left, and I saw it from the back, and I was just like bang, bang. It was so sick.
2 huge turns by last year's runner-up. What a great wave. She's determined to win the Cape this year and is putting the pressure on Nikki, who's paddling for a set wave on the outside and getting a little speed hack on her backhand. As the wave closes out, she'll try and make it to the inside and complete it for one last effort to add to her score.
Yeah, Paige is, she's an amazing surfer, and I've watched her on the CT for a while now, and I think it's pretty cool. She's the only New Zealander, and one of the only goofies, I think. So I know that she's definitely a smart competitor, and she surfs really good.
Yeah, today the conditions were tricky, and in every heat it changed, so it was hard, and you really had to be onto it. And yeah, but the good waves that you get, I had a lot of fun, and yeah, I can't complain.
And here's Nikki back on her backhand, trying to find one last wave before the heat is over to do everything she can in her power to convince the judges that she deserves the score to make it into the semifinals.
I don't know, at the end I was like just freaking out, and I took that one at the end, and I don't know, it definitely wasn't enough, but I just kind of like claimed it. I was like, come on judges, please. Coming into the crowd on the beach, it makes losing, fun, and I mean not fun, but like you don't feel so bad when you have all these smiling kids looking at you saying, well done, like you're amazing. It's just the best feeling ever, and yeah, I can't imagine it. Like I've had a great event, and I'm definitely happy with the 5th.
Paige Hareb advancing into the semifinals.
Hopefully I can just get a couple of more fun ones out there, and that'll be enough to get me to the final. But yeah, as long as I'm having fun, it's a nice day and lots of people here, so it's cool.
When we come back, we're down to the final 4 as the semifinals get underway.
The sponsors for this event are so incredible.
We have Ford and Paul Mitchell and everything in this little village, and it makes it so fun for the beachgoers.
Just to see brands a little bit different outside the surfing industry, so I think it's going to help women surfing a lot.
Our sponsors like Go Bang, cheering us on and helping us to become even stronger, amazing women.
It's so good having these big companies, Ford and Paul Mitchell, massive companies are all supporting this event. It's really, really cool. It's nice to see these companies take surfing to a wider audience.
There's a lot of support and a lot of people, a lot of interest in women's surfing at the moment.
It's always been your typical surf brand or something, but it's really special to us, and that's why we're all here doing it.
It is a good market, and it's a positive message for young girls, and we definitely need all the support we can get.
Just hopefully more big brands like this can invest in women's surfing and just make bigger and better events for us.
I really think that having big sponsors like Ford and Paul Mitchell that are normally not in the surfing world contribute so much to our sport.
Good waves, a good crowd. It's a very successful year, I think.
Thanks to all the sponsors that participated in this event, and also thanks to San Diego-based reggae group Tribal Theory for bringing the good vibes. All right, we are ready for heat number 1 of the semifinals. We have Manuel from Hawaii against Pauline Nadeau from France.
Going into the semis, I knew there was a lot of good sets throwing through, and I knew that if you just got the right one and got a couple good turns out the back and hopefully made the reform, you get a good score.
Malia getting a couple backhand slashes under her belt.
Pauline had a slow start. I mean, a lot of water rushed through our heat in the beginning, and it was kind of tricky to find that perfect one. We were both towards the south side a little bit, trying to find those lefts.
I just think I wasn't patient enough. I took off on waves that were not good, and that's why she was more patient. She waited for the good waves.
Malia on her forehand, throwing buckets and getting a couple great turns for another good score.
She's been ripping, and I knew like when I was against her, it would be a hard hit.
Malia paddling for a left into the pier, hoping to get one huge outside hack before it goes into the reform, and even another little bubble on the whitewash.
When you have a reform here at Oceanside, you do want to get your strong maneuvers out the back. I think that's where you're going to get your highest potential scoring. And then to make a reform, it really kind of puts the cherry on top.
Pauline scraping for anything she can get to try and catch up to Malia.
I don't know, I was just trying to get the good waves and trying to have fun, because that's when you get the best scores most of the time. But I couldn't find anything. It was pretty frustrating. I wish I surfed better.
I just got lucky. I got a couple good scores and made it through, and I was really excited at that point. You know, just to even make the finals was a one round up from last year. I made the quarters, and then to make the semis was good, and I really, really wanted to make the final again.
Malia Manuel advances into the finals of the Ford Supergirl Pro, where she'll either meet up with Alyssa Quizon from Hawaii or Paige Hareb from New Zealand.
Me and Paige were both goofy footers, and at the turn of the heat, I feel like we both kind of had the same idea, stick more to the south side and go for those lefts. And at the beginning of the heat, I remember like the horn just rang, like this left came in and she was in position already, and that was her first start. I got her like in it.
I'm a goofy footer, so I like to stay on the lefts more south, and especially with this south swell, you know, the lefts are breaking better and longer. So yeah, that was my idea and my plan for every heat.
Alyssa getting a left into the pier, gonna try and wiggle out a couple maneuvers and get a score under her belt, while Paige gets another left into the pier and does one huge forehand hack, followed up by a little whitewash foam climb to finish off the wave. Meanwhile, Alyssa Quizon paddling for a smaller wave on her backhand, trying to get in a couple turns, but it doesn't look like it's gonna go into her top two. Paige Hareb on the outside paddling for a set wave. This thing's lining up for her to get in a huge forehand Rio, which she completes, and that is going to seal her place into the finals.
I'm just really stoked on my what I have under my belt. Like, I'm happy that I made it out of like the round 12 and into like the quarterfinals and semifinals.
Well, good job, Alyssa, but this year it's Paige's heat, and she will be moving on into the finals with Malia Manuel.
To win here would be amazing, and it would definitely help me a lot and take the pressure off.
Well, which of these former bridesmaids will become a bride and wear the Supergirl pink cape? Is it Paige Hareb or is it Malia Manuel? We'll find out after the break. The Ford Supergirl Pro, presented by Paul Mitchell, was brought to you by the 2014 Ford Fiesta. Follow the Fiesta movement and join our agents by going to fiestamovement.com. And by Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products. Paul Mitchell, what's your style? And by GoBank, the award-winning new mobile bank account designed to be used on your mobile phone.
If I could have any superpower, I think I would want...
I don't know, it's a tough superpower.
A Supergirl power. I haven't had a good think about this, but probably I'd like to fly.
I'd like to fly. To be able to fly.
I'd definitely be able to fly.
I don't like flying. I'd like to teleport, I think.
Yeah, teleport. I'd love to like have that power to be able to teleport anywhere in the world at any time.
Everyone would say flying, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not used to traffic, so I just like to go in between all those people and just fly through them.
I think, yeah, maybe turning something into food.
If I was out surfing, to have like a magic eraser and like erase people so then I could be the only person out surfing and then I'd draw them back nicely.
Karate skills or something.
Not scared of anything? Yeah, no fear. That'd be my superpower.
The 2013 Ford Supergirl Pro Surf title is on the line here in Oceanside, California, as we are down to our final 2 surfers. Last year's runner-up Paige Hareb out of New Zealand and 3-time runner-up Manuel out of Hawaii.
Prior to the final, I knew it was going to be a difficult one. I know the wind picked up a lot. There was a lot of closeouts, and you really had to be selective, more selective than any heat at all today. The peak was still kind of in the same area, so I knew what my game plan was. It wasn't going to change. I made it all the way to the final, and I wasn't going to change anything. So I was just really confident in my boards again, and just trying to find those great waves.
Manuel paddling for the first wave and drawing first blood. She will get 1 turn in on this wave and probably build on that score throughout the heat. Meanwhile, Paige Hareb is going towards the pier on what looks to be a very bumpy left. Tries to get a turn in, but comes unstuck, and that definitely won't be a keeper. Malia paddling for a left, and she does a huge backhand slash, throwing buckets. She probably won't need to go into the inside reform. That score is going to be good enough to keep. A little paddle battle out the back, but Paige has priority, so she's going to claim this wave.
Every heat I was making momentum and getting better and better, and even though the waves were changing, I was adapting, but something went wrong in the final.
Malia's gonna claim this wave with her priority and go down the line and hack on her backhand. She is loving those backhand turns, and she's gonna make the connection reform all the way into the inside. This is going to be a huge score as she makes her way into the inside with S turns and completes this last maneuver onto the sand. That'll all but get her the cape she's been working oh so hard for. Let's take one last look at this turn. Straight up vertical and all 3 fins out of the water. That is the surfing that we love to see here in Oceanside, and that is going to seal the deal.
Malia and I both had sort of the same strategy, and to try and get one straight away, and yeah, just build from there. And we sort of, I guess we saw the same peak. Yeah, Malia got the 2 best waves of the heat, so it was pretty hard to come back from that, and she surfed really well.
I had priority at that moment, and I knew Paige wanted to go, and I didn't know if it was going to be a closeout or not, but I just wanted to get, you know, the ball rolling again, and it came out to be a really good wave. I did a backside turn, and then this time I made the reform and hit it all the way to the end, and then got a 9.57.
And with that, Malia claims her first Supergirl cape.
Let's show some respect. 2 big guys, put her on your shoulders and bring her up to the beach. Your new Supergirl for 2013. Come on, lift her up.
It means a lot to win here at the Supergirl Pro and finally get that pink cape. I mean, it's a great turning point in my year, and it's really special to come down, and the event gets bigger and bigger each year, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it for my 5th year.
Getting second here is my best result all year, so I can't complain. And it's definitely going to help me on the qualifying series, and there's a couple of events to go, so hopefully I can finish in the top 5.
We started with 98 of the top female surfers from around the globe, and now we have one who stands tall above the rest as Manuel takes home the 2013 Ford Supergirl Pro Surf title. Fellow Hawaiian Alyssa Quazon claims the GoBank Rising Star Award. GoBank believes in pushing boundaries as an innovative new bank built for the mobile phone, and with the Rising Star Award, GoBank recognizes up-and-coming surfers who are pushing the limits of what is possible in surfing today. A very special thanks to the great partners that supported the event, including Terry Goodman and the entire City of Oceanside team. Visit Oceanside, Chipotle, Tribal Theory, ASP North America, and our amazing volunteers and our friends at Warner Brothers. I'm Erica Hosseini. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next year down at the beach.